Good morning, friends. Welcome to Go Long, a show that focuses on local sports and faith, includes thought-provoking interviews with area coaches, players, and sports figures, unashamed Bible discussion, and is popular, and doggone it, it's entertaining, the WYK scoreboard. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B.
And good morning.
Good morning, Becky B. And happy Mother's Day to Becky B. and all those mothers out there this morning. What a wonderful God gift to be a mother. So thank you to all those mothers for what you do every day for all of us. And everyone, thank you so much for being with us, because we've got a dandy with us this morning. Goodness, we got two outstanding York Adams League baseball players. How about this guy, Connor Lawrence, a senior right-handed pitcher, shortstop for Redline Baseball. Here's what Connor did this week. He tossed 6 2/3 no-hit baseball in a win as the Lions win over the Penn Manor Comets. Goodness, I can't wait to talk to Connor. What a wonderful young man. And we're going to go to Dogtown and talk to their senior all-star, Will Plappert. Will already committed to Lebanon Valley to continue his baseball career. The Dogtown boys going to get ready to start district playoffs, but Will Plappert, his GPA 4.7.
Off the charts.
4.7. He's second in the class of 201 at West York. Oh my gosh, we got two wonderful young men that we can't wait to talk with. Friends, as Paul addressed believers in Rome and explained his mission in the book of Romans, for I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes. Today our Go Long topic is, do you try to hide from God? You know, there's probably something in all of our lives that we just right now know God is trying to call us to, and we just don't quite do it, right? We're just not quite there. Do you try to hide from God? Throughout the weekend during today's show, please text your prayer request to 717-350-8591. Alrighty, you know it's red hot. It's red hot. Downtown Nolly Brown. Grab the mustard, because this is the Grand Salami of faith-based sports radio shows, brought to you by Sports Radio 98.9 FM, 1350 WOYK. First in York and first in sports. Also brought to you by our friend Kelsey Jean at Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents. Goodness, you have a home you want to sell, or you have a home you just want to get just right. Touch base with Kelsey. Go to her website, Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents. All right, then, you wanted it, you asked for it, guess what? You're going to get it. This is the WYK scoreboard. Let's kick it off with high school baseball. York Adams League Tournament Championship Baseball, that is. The Northeastern Bobcats and the Kennedale Rams facing off in Cigar Town yesterday with the York Adams Tournament gold medals at stake.
And book this championship for the Manchester boys as Northeastern shellacks the Fawn Grove boys 9-1 to pocket the York Adams marbles. And just in case you're keeping score at home, this is the second time Northeastern wins the York Adams Tournament Championship. The other one was in 2009.
Doing the work on the hill for the Nor'easters was Bryson Neri and Connor Rippo. Neri twirling the first 6 innings, and Rippo putting the finishing touches by tossing the 7th.
Leading the Northeastern hit parade were shortstop Brandon Charleston with 3 base knocks, a pair of ribbies, and scoring 3 runs. Connor Rippo with 3 base hits, and Tristan Eckenrode with a pair of knocks and 2 runs scored.
Alrighty, congratulations to Coach Don Kaufman and the Bobcats. Coach Kaufman, what a great man he is. You know, they struggled early in the series season. They were like 2-3, 2-4 early, and coming out of the gate, and just
they lost a lot of seniors from last year too.
Maybe, but 10 of their 14 varsity players were seniors this year. But
absolutely,
you know, this team has a track record. You ready? They won the Little League 8-10 state championship in 2017. Then last summer they won deep in the American Legion playoffs, just 1 win short of the American Legion World Series. Remember that, Becky B?
I do remember that.
Now they can add a York Adams Tournament Championship to their list of accomplishments. The Nor'easters. Congratulations to the Manchester boys. Alrighty, hey, quick look at District 3, because you know the District 3 playoffs are going to start already at the end of this week. So in single A, now first of all, the brackets aren't going to be posted till Wednesday, but you can go to the PIAA District 3 site Wednesday.
And it just changed from yesterday too.
Yeah. Well, there's still some teams that got to make up games and still play. For Northeastern plays Redland in a make-up game. Kennerdale's a lock. They're going to play at home on May 20th. But here's what it looks like. So, 6 teams get in single A. It's going to be Mount Calvary Christian, the Christian School of York. How about them? They're going to be the second seed in single A. Then in double A, 4 teams will get in. Halifax leads that group with a 17-2 record. The Lone Catholic, the Sherrystown boys, they're going to get in. They're 10-9. They're going to be 4th in double A. Then in 3A, 6 teams get in. Number 1, power ranking from the York Adams League. Bermudian Springs, the Eagles, are 18-1. They lead that pack. And Littlestown, the Smallsville boys, are 6th. They're going to get in that bracket as well. Then in 4A bracket, there's going to be 8 teams that get in. East Pennsboro, unbeaten, 19-0. Becky B's Fleetwood Tigers are 3rd ranked. The Kennerdale Rams, the Fawn Grove boys, are 4th in the power rankings in 4A. Then in 5A, 14 teams are going to get in. Palmyra, 20-0. Palmyra's
undefeated.
Yeah. New Oxford is ranked 8th in the power rankings. They are in. The Battlefield boys of Gettysburg, 13th. They're 11-9. West York, the Dogtown boys, with a 12-7 record, are going to get in that final spot of the power ranking of 14th. And then in the big boy pants bracket, 6A, Governor Mifflin from Reading, 19-1 are the Mustangs. Hempfield, the Black Knights out of the LL League, are unbeaten with an 18-0 record. They have the 2nd power ranking. Northeastern, power ranking number 8, Dallastown. Power ranking number 10, Redline. Power ranking number 11, and Central York with a power ranking of 13 with a 9-10 record. All of those York Adams League's team, let's go over them one more time, are going to get in that 6A bracket. It'll include Northeastern, Dallastown, Redline, and Central York. How about that?
That's
pretty good representation. It'll be interesting how they fare, but clearly the best 2 teams in that bracket look like Governor Mifflin and Hempfield, right?
They do. Hempfield's still undefeated.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to the 60-foot diamond with the York Adams girls softball tournament first-round games played on Thursday. In round 1, it was the Susquehannock Warriors dominating the Biglerville Canners 11-0. Twirling the 2-hit shutout for the girls from the Rock was Ella Wetzel. Wetzel fanned 20 along the way. Emily Karst got things going for the Warriors with a 2-ribby base knock.
20 strikeouts is a lot.
That is a lot, isn't it?
Right. The girls,
I mean, when you think about it, there's only 3 an inning.
Wow. The girls from Smallsville win as the Littlestown Thunderbolts win 9-7 over the Central York Panthers. For the Bolts, Isabella Olvera had a day at the dish. Olvera going 4 for 4 and driving in a pair of runs. For the Panthers, pitcher Elizabeth Farrell went long with a 3 RBI. Earl Weaver's favorite, Ding Dong, the Witch's dead dinger.
All right, so for the wins for Susquehannock and Littlestown set the stage for Monday's games. Looking at Monday, Southwestern and Susquehannock are going to pair up at 4:30. This game will be held at Spring Grove.
What do you think about that?
What do I think about that?
What do you think about that matchup?
Well, Southwestern beat them 7-0 the first time through.
Ooh.
That was just last week.
You got to know who's pitching for Southwestern.
Well, I would believe Jada Coons will be on the mound.
Jada Coons.
Yes, I believe so.
You know what? Yeah, here's my take on Southwestern. First of all, they're dominant.
Your take?
Well, no, just as from following throughout the season. First of all, Jada Coons is dominant, but I think sometimes their defense is not quite as stellar as it was in previous years. Because we've seen games where they give up a couple runs and she still strikes out 15, 16, 17, 18. Because of a couple miscues in the field. Now, Jada Coons herself can carry them offensively, right?
She has a stick.
She had a 3 home run game just a week or so ago. But so anyway,
but they have a couple other good strong hitters as well.
No, they're balanced. Yeah, and Susquehannock has probably again a top 2 or 3 pitcher in the York Adams League with Wetzel as well. Ella Wetzel, yeah. So this is going to be what I believe is probably the best pitching matchup in York Adams softball, right?
Well, I'd say probably pretty good.
All right. Pretty good. Just pretty good.
Well, you know what though? Littlestown still has an outstanding pitcher.
Oh, true.
And
All right.
they surprised Central York.
Kennerdale too.
Yes,
All right.
yes. Kennerdale's a strong team. In fact, Kennerdale and Susquehannock split this year. So.
All right.
All right, but anyway, in the second game on Monday, Littlestown is going to face Kennerdale, and that game will be held at 4:30 at Susquehannock.
All right. Well, the Fawn Grove girls can flat out hit. I mean, they stick runs
They
on the
can.
board. I mean, this
They
one
can.
inning after another with crooked numbers up on that scoreboard. I think it truly is the best four teams left. Perhaps Central York, a little bit of a surprise losing to Littlestown, but the Smallsville girls can flat out play. Interesting matchup. Becky, do you pick a winner for the championship? Who do you pick?
Well, my heart kind of has to go to Southwestern
All
because
right.
I taught a lot of those girls.
All right.
But,
Well, I think the statistics probably lean you that way, but it'll be interesting. I think it's great matchups today.
You have
Again,
to win it
Southwestern,
day by day.
Susquehanna, Littlestown, and Kennerdale. Good job.
Absolutely.
All right, in girls across York Adams League playoff action, the Dallastown Wildcats win easily over the New Oxford Colonials, 15-3 on Thursday evening in the Rock at Robert Lau Memorial Field on the Susquehanna High School campus. And just so you know, this one was called after 3 quarters of play due to lightning. And that's allowed in lacrosse, high school lacrosse.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
All right, seniors Emma Alex and Lexi Federline each had 4 goals for the Wild Things. And so Dallastown will now face off with the Warriors of Susquehanna for the York Adams Tournament Championship game, which will be held this Tuesday at Dallastown's home field at 7 o'clock. Susquehannock finished off York Catholic yesterday by a score of 10-8. This game started Thursday evening, but also was delayed due to lightning.
Yeah. So Dallastown and Susquehannock in the York Adams Championship. At Dallastown, clearly I think they are the 2 top teams, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. All right. Do you have a pick? Ooh.
I'd like to say the girls from the Rock will come out.
All right, it'll be interesting. All righty. Great matchup. All righty, 7 p.m. at Dallastown on May 13th, Tuesday night. And boys lacrosse, York Adams tournament play. The New Oxford Colonials surprised the Central York Panthers 9-8. 1 is the loneliest number on Thursday evening. You see, Central just rolled 17 straight wins this season, and we're looking for their 5th consecutive York Adams tournament championship, but the Circletown boys had other ideas, didn't they?
Absolutely.
Woo!
Booking the win for the Circletown boys of New Oxford was junior goalie Andrew Helt. Helt with 20 saves, including a huge save in
Big
the
one.
final seconds of play. Nick Petrie found the back of the net 4 times for New Oxford.
Alrighty, New Oxford will match up with the Dallastown Wildcats for the championship on Tuesday at 5 p.m. at Dallastown High School. The Wild Things took care of business with a 14-6 win over the Southwestern Mustangs.
For Dallastown, senior Logan Underland scored 7 times to lead the Wildcats. It's not over for Central York, though. They'll compete in the District 3 playoffs as the number 1 seed in 3A, beginning on May 20th.
Becky B., in boys tennis, the District 3 Class 3A championship. Can you tell us about it?
I sure can. Dallastown defends it again. They beat Lancaster Country Day 3-1 at Hershey Racket Club. They got wins from in the doubles from Nathaniel Eckerson and Sebastian Ruiz and Ryan LaPiccolo and Ian Oppitz to help them to cinch that one. Jacob Horn also was number 1 at the singles. And you know what? They will face Dallentown East, the 5th place finisher, in the first round of PIAA playoffs Tuesday in Hershey at the Racket Club again. Now, that's not it for Dallastown, though, because their doubles teams were also in the 3A doubles championship, and Jacob Horn and Hayden Coons met up with Hempfield's Cooper Lehman and Braylon Garcia in the finals.
Wow.
Unfortunately, they ended up on the wrong side of the net. Wrong side, losing 6-1, 6-3 to the team from Hempfield. But Jacob Horn and Hayden Coons also then have qualified for the state tournament because the top 4 teams in the doubles tournament get into that state tournament.
All right. Hey, the York Adams Boys Volleyball Championship tournament is going to start tomorrow night, quarterfinals Monday.
What a time in York County, all these championships.
Doggy dog. All right, here's how it's going to start. 4th seed Dallastown. The Wild Things have a 10-3 league record. They're 12-4 overall. How about this matchup at Central York? They're going to play Redline, the Cigartown boys, with a 9-4 league record, 9-7 overall. And You know, when Dallastown and Redline matches up,
It's always a hot one.
it means more than just the game that they're playing, right, when they match up.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, in the other quarterfinal game Monday night, it'll be the Northeasters, the Northeastern Bobcats, with an 11-2. They're a 3 seed, by the way. 11-2 league record, 12-4 overall. They're going to match up with a 6th seed, the Circletown Boys, the New Oxford Colonials, who are 8-5 in league play this year, 9-7 overall. Now, the winners are going to go to the semifinals. So it'll be Dallastown Redline. The winner of that is going to take on Central York, the number 1 seed, who is 12-1 in league play, 12-1 overall. That will be played at Central York Tuesday night at 5 p.m. And then the winner of Northeastern and New Oxford will take on the Suburbanites, the York Suburban Trojans. The Trojans shared the regular season title with Central York with a 12-run record. Suburban is 15-2 overall. So Becky B, let's start this way. Dallastown Redline, crosstown rivalry, means more than anybody would even think about. Who do you pick?
I'm going with Redline.
Oh, dog. All right, and they're going to take on Central York then on Tuesday?
You gotta go with Central
Yeah, I
York. You know,
think
they were
so.
surprised just once. this
Yeah. And then Northeastern New Oxford on Monday night, Becky B in a quarterfinal matchup.
Okay, I've got to go with Northeastern in that one, I believe.
Alrighty, yep. And then the winner of that's going to take on Suburban. So what do you have?
I have Suburban there.
Alrighty.
Suburban has a bunch of
Alrighty.
leaders.
So Wednesday night is going to be the championship final. Becky B's got Central York and Suburban. Who's going to win it all? Becky B. This is like the mayonnaise jars coming out from underneath the front porch right now.
You know, I just have to go with Suburban.
Ooh, alrighty.
I know they're the underdog, but you
Alrighty.
know,
Good,
it'd be
all right.
I don't know though. Central York has such a track record.
Sound like you're a little teeter-totter there.
I think that's a pick 'em.
Alrighty, Becky B. Hey, York Adams Track and Field. Becky B, I know you did a lot of background work on this. Can you share it with us, please?
Oh yeah,
Lot of work.
Wednesday was track and field day for York Adams, and some athletes were just smoking. Meet records were set in the heats and the finals, and the teams were crowned overall championships too. One of the perennial winners, this Ella Bond from Spring Grove, took a different route to gold medals this year. Now, if you remember, she won 4 events in 2023 as a freshman and 3 at last year's meet. And this year, she did defend her titles in the high jump, the 300 meters, and the 800 meters. But she didn't choose to compete in all of those. She only was competing in the 300 meters, okay? I'm sorry, in the 100 meters. She chose not to defend her titles in the high jump, the 300 meters, and the 800 meters. So this year she had the 100 meters, and then she competed in the 200 meters and the 400 meter events. And that Spring Grove Rocket turned on the Jets and won all 3 of those events, setting a new meet record of 13.98 in her heat of the 100 meter hurdles. And the final of the 400s finished with a 55.73. She has 10 gold medals and 4 meet records in the 3 years that she's competed. She holds meet records in the 100 meter hurdles, the 300 meter hurdles, the 400 meters, and the 800 meters. And she's only a junior.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, then Tristan Thomas returned to West York team after competing for Dover last year, and she captured 2 first-place finishers for West York in the 300 hurdles and the triple jump. She also finished 6th in the 100 meters and anchored the 4x100 4th-place relay team. Now, with her teammate, My Angel Salisbury, who won the shot and took 3rd in the discus to help, she led the West York Bulldogs to a 95.33 points and a first-place girls team championship. So congratulations to the Bulldogs. They topped 2nd place Southwestern by 2.33 points and were followed by Dallastown, Central York, and Northeastern in the team championships. Now, here's a name you probably remember, Lily Carlson from Bermudian Springs.
Yeah, Lily.
She broke her own record in the pole vault with a 13-foot, 6-inch vault,
Wow, good for her.
even out-vaulting the boys in the pole vault.
Wow.
This is one of the top vaults in the U.S. this entire year, and she will be competing in 3A competition at the district meet next
All right, go Lily.
Okay, now Dallastown's Natalie Good had a really good day. She hung 3 gold medals from her neck after winning the 800 meters and then anchoring the 4x400 and the 4x800 Dallastown relay teams. So congratulations to all of those girls. On the boys' side, Senior Daniel Naylor from York Adams Cross Country Championship the last 2 years. You remember that? Okay, he's from Red Lion. He defended his 2024 titles in the 800 and the 1600 to lead the Red Lion boys to the boys team championship. Their 91 points were 2 better than Southwestern. York Tech was 3rd, Dallastown 4th, and New Oxford 5th in the boys championship. And there were also several double winners for the boys. The hurdles were swept by Robert Salazar Roselle from York High, who also was 3rd in the high jump. And York Tech's Magnus Mitchell blazed to wins in the 100 and the 200-yard sprints. New Oxford's Braden Billman defended his triple jump title, and he hop, skipped, and jumped 7.5 inches further than before to set a new meet record of 47 feet 10 1/4 inches.
He's an incredible athlete, isn't he?
Incredible.
Braden Billman, New Oxford, it's incredible.
Yep. This jump qualified him for the New Balance Nationals in Philadelphia in June. He also won the long jump, finished 8th in the high jump, and anchored the 4x100 Colonial team to a silver finish in the relay. Next up for these athletes are the District 3 Championships at Shippensburg University next Friday and Saturday. Ella Bond will look to defend her 100 and 300 meter hurdles and high jump title from last year. Braden Billman defends his triple jump, and Lily Carlson will switch from 2A to 3A in the pole vault. Best of luck to all of the athletes then who will be participating at Shippensburg next week.
All right, well done, Becky B. Hey, we're going to give you a list of those York Adams champions in track and field later on in the show. Congratulations to all those athletes. You are listening to WOYK's Go Long. Thank you for being with us every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. The York Revolution put together another complete effort. They blasted the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars 11-2 on Saturday night at Meredith Park in Hagerstown. The 3rd consecutive victory for the Revs. York now 10-4, moving back into sole possession of first place in the North Division, while they have tied for the league's best record through 14 games. The Revs offense tied a season high with 11 runs for the 3rd time this season and the 2nd time in 3 contests.
York improves to a franchise best 5-0 on the road, and the Revs are now 4-1 against the Boxcars as they go for a road sweep today at 2 p.m. as York righty Tyler Palm faces Hagerstown's Matt Wrights. Revs fans can catch the action live on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK, 989WOYK.com, the new WOYK app, and Flow Baseball TV beginning at 1:40 p.m.
You know, the best play-by-play caller in the Atlantic League and far beyond, Daryl Henry, will have that call today, so tune in. What a great Mother's Day gift. Hey, York's going to return home this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as they host the Flying Boxcars of Hagerstown. So get out to Wellspan Park and check out the Revs. The Hershey Bears faced the Lehigh Valley Phantoms tonight at the Giant Center. Hey, not far from my favorite place. You know where that is. The Hershey Park Kissing Tower. Puck drops. I thought that was an interesting. The puck drops, is that pucker up and the puck drops at 5 p.m.? I might do both.
Romeo.
I might do both. Alrighty. Now I lost my train of thought on that. The puck drops at 5 p.m. for Game 5, the decisive game of the Atlantic Division semifinals. You know, the series is tied 2-2, and the winner of today's game will move on to face either Charlotte or Providence in the Atlantic Division finals. Here's the other thing. It'll be fun at the Giant Center tonight. The first 6,800 fans will get a cowbell. And I'm sure, you know,
that's going to be a noisy night.
You can't give it to 6,900 because then you couldn't hear. I mean, you know, but only 68. They've got that measured in there.
Okay.
So 6,800 fans are going to get a cowbell tonight at the Giant Center. How about that?
Sounds like a lot of ding-dong fun. Yes. All right, and let's go to York College Baseball. The York College Baseball squad captured Game 1 of the 2025 MAC Commonwealth Championship Series with a 9-4 win at Messiah on Saturday afternoon. York improves to 25-17 overall, while the Falcons fall to 29-14. The Spartans have now won 7 straight. Up next, the two teams will meet today with a Commonwealth Championship on the line. The Spartans need to win Game 1 to capture the title, while the Falcons must sweep York to keep the title in Grandam. The action kicks off at Houck Field at 12 o'clock on Sunday afternoon.
Hey, good luck to the York College men's. How about that baseball team? You know, early in the season, I got to admit, I thought they were an average team, but they've turned out to be a great team.
Well, you know, they're winning when it counts.
Yep. Today, our Go Long topic is, do you try to hide from God? I got to admit, off and on in my roller coaster life at times, it seems that sometimes I feel really close to God, and sometimes I think I do try to hide from God, right?
Well, some of the Bible stellars tried to hide from God,
true.
too. Moses was hiding. And
how about Adam and Eve?
Well, yeah, that, too.
Kicked it off, didn't they?
They did kick it off, yeah.
From the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 5. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Never will I leave you. Never will I leave you. Never will I forsake you. From the book of Psalms, chapter 139, verses 7 through 12. And then I want to chat for a couple minutes. Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall fall on me, even the night shall be light about me. Indeed, the darkness shall not hide from you, but the night shines as the day, and the darkness and the light are both alike to you. So, my friends, I ask you this. Is there something in your life right now? Is there something that you are trying to hide from God as God is calling you to do something, and you just feel it, you sense it, you just got that wiggle inside you, maybe that butterfly feeling? Is God calling you to do something and you're hiding from Him right now?
Sometimes our lack of confidence, makes us think we aren't able to do things, or, we self-doubt or think, oh, there's somebody better to do that. But it's God's way of kind of nudging, and the nice thing is God's going to have your back. So if He's nudging you to do something, you better believe He has a purpose for you and that He'll enable you to be able to do it.
Yeah. No, I think sometimes we run and hide from God because, first of all, we're uncertain, right? We're unsure of ourselves. We don't have the confidence to try something different, to get out of our normal routine. And sometimes we're maybe afraid because of relationships that people are going to think we're a little bit strange, and there are times people think I'm strange.
There are times people know you're strange, yeah.
Right. Well, but no, I think we also know from the Bible that when we talk about our relationship with God, that there are some that it's going to turn off, right?
That is true.
There are some that just don't get it, and they're not called to that same love of our Jesus Christ, our God.
And sometimes we're not bold enough to share it either, like we should.
Yeah. And there are other times I think we're just flat out scared. We're not sure. And here's what I tell you today, my friends, if that's you, is God will be your umbrella. And I'm thinking of this as rain throughout the last few days, but God will serve as your umbrella. He will protect you from the rain, from the storms, from the bad times, from the difficult times, from the times where things just don't go right for you.
Yeah, but God's not saying that. God doesn't promise us that it'll always be a rose garden.
No.
But He'll be there through the tough times.
He'll be there the whole time. And I'm telling you right now, if you're a runner, you can't outrun God. You can't run and hide. This is not a game of hide and seek. If you are called to be on God's team, you will be there. As we talked about from the book of Psalms, where can you go? Well, you can't go anywhere to hide from our Lord Jesus, from the Spirit. You can't flee His presence. If you go to heaven, He's there. If you go to hell, He will be there. And you can't go to the uttermost parts of the sea. I'm paraphrasing from the book of Psalms. Surely in darkness He'll be there, in light He'll be there. You cannot run and hide from our God. So, my friends, I offer this today. I offer this that now you just pause briefly and recommit to your Savior, our Lord Jesus Christ, and recommit. Don't run and hide, but commit your lives and everything you do. Turn it over to God through prayer, in our relationship with God, through reading through the Bible and the Scripture, because the Scripture tells all. Never, in the book of Hebrews, never will I leave you. Never will I forsake you. Our good Lord will be there through our ups and downs. You can't hide. You can't run. It's not a game of hide and seek. So here you go. Reach out and reach out to God. Becky B., your final thought?
Well, he isn't the one that moves from us. We're the ones that move from him. So if we always, try to keep him as first in our sights and focus on him, his glory and mercy will never forsake us.
Yep. Again, happy Mother's Day to all of our mothers. We can't tell you how much we appreciate all you do for all of us. All right, hey, oh my gosh, we're going to go to Red Line. We're going to go to Cigar Town. We're going to talk to their all-star pitcher, shortstop, Connor Lawrence. I can't wait to talk with this young man. What a nice young man, guys. Hey, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this message from our sponsors, Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars, and you know what? It makes sense as well.
Darryl Henry here. Attention all home sellers. Are you ready to win in the real estate game? At Red Barn Home Decors, we know that staging your home is like crafting the perfect game plan. It leads to quicker sales and higher offers.
And this is Kelsey McCullough, your home staging design professional. I'm ready to customize a winning strategy for your home. Whether it's a vacant property needing a full transformation or an occupied stage for that finishing touch, Red Barn Home Decors has the playbook for success. Staged homes sell faster and for more money. Now that's a winning strategy.
So Kelsey, what is your home staging strategy?
Every home is custom. We begin by coming to your home and meeting you. Then we customize a strategy to make it market ready. We head back to the warehouse and pull furniture, art, and decor to prepare for staging day.
So don't fumble your sale. Invest in home staging and see why staging makes dollars and cents. Check out our portfolio at redbarnhomedecors.com or call or text Kelsey at 717-818-1207.
Love baseball? Love perks? Then it's time to hit a home run with the York Revolution Silver Sluggers presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. For fans 55 and better, this exclusive membership gives you big savings on Tuesday home games all season long. 10 Tuesday home game tickets, discounts on concessions, and exclusive Silver Sluggers seat cushions, all for just $67.50. Don't miss out. Secure your Silver Sluggers membership today, and we'll see you at the ballpark. Sign up for the season at YorkRevolution.com.
The Atlantic League champion York Revolution are gearing up for another run at the title, and we want you to be part of the action. Lock up your seats with our popular and flexible 10-game plan. It comes with all kinds of season membership perks. Huge savings compared to single-game price, early admission, discount parking, exchange flexibility, and oh yeah, the best baseball around. Get your 10-game plan today at 717-801-HITS or visit YorkRevolution.com.
And welcome back to Go Long. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B on this beautiful Sunday morning, Mother's Day. With us right now is all-star pitcher, shortstop from Red Line from Cigar Town, Connor Lawrence. Connor, thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me.
Connor, first of all, this week against Penn Manor, you toss 6 2/3 inning no-hit baseball. Now, the only reason you didn't finish that daggone thing is there's a 100-pitch limit, and you hit that limit after 6 2/3. Tell us about that outing. What was working for you, and probably everything, but I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts with the scouting report we're provided on a game-to-game basis. It's consistently 5 to 6 pages long. Honestly, more lengthy than a number of Division III colleges. So the scouting report we're provided is excellent, and it sets us up for success if we can execute pitches. I went out there, executed well. Curveball was really sharp. Fastball had good life on it, and defense played great behind me.
All right, now hold on. Becky B's got another question, but what does good life on a fastball mean? I mean, tell me about it.
I was using my legs really well, and the ball was able to carry at the top of the zone. Like the spin rate was up. So at the top of the zone, it carried that pretty well and missed a lot of barrels.
All right, so I got good life, but certainly not on my fastball. Yeah, but go ahead, Becky B.
All right, now Connor, when you were warming up, did you know that everything was just going well for you that day? Was there a special feeling before the game, or was the outcome of the game kind of surprising to you?
I think the previous two starts rather, I really thought I struggled with using my lower half, and it was too much focus on the arm. So in pregame and in the bullpen, I really tried to focus on using my legs and getting everything incorporated like I did really well last year. And I felt really good warming up, and I felt like I was doing exactly what I wanted to. Now, obviously, I didn't expect to go out there and throw a no-hitter, but I definitely felt good.
All right, now, Connor, did you know you were close to 100 pitches? Is it one of those things that you kind of think, oh, darn, just let me in for two more. Somebody must have counted wrong.
I went out, funny story, I went out for the seventh, and I knew I was close. I knew I had like 5 pitches left. And me and the pitching coach were talking. We were like, they're definitely going to take a strike to try to get you out of the game, so we're just going to make sure we get ahead in the count. And the kid swung on the first pitch and fouled it off.
Oh, funny, right?
Yeah, it was funny. If he would have hit that in play, maybe it would be a little different. But
bummer.
Right, speaking of Connor Lawrence, Red Line Baseball. Connor, the York Adams League tournament wrapped up yesterday. Northeastern wins that tournament. You faced Northeastern this year. Did you expect that? Did that surprise you? What's your thought there?
I thought the league was very even this year. I thought there were 4 or 5 teams that were very comparable, but in the end, Northeastern went out on a more consistent basis than everyone else and played well, and that's what earned them the spot to get there. And obviously, I'm not surprised that they won it because they're a very good baseball team. But it was their consistency and going in, night out, and playing well that earned them the chance to get there.
All right.
Now, Connor, the slate's kind of clean now. You're going into the districts. What is your thought for the district run here? Are you all peaking at the right time? What are your thoughts about how Red Line's going to do?
We're certainly set up different than we have been in years past. But with that being said, I think we're starting to swing the bats really well. We had a few games where we put together a lot of hits, certainly more than we have early in the season. And whoever we play, we're going to get their number one in the first round because that's how it works. And we're going to have to find a way to manufacture runs and play good defense, which we've been doing all year. So it's baseball. Anything can happen. So I think if we go out and play well, there's no reason we can't go out and win a few games.
Now, Connor, I want to know about your future. And I mean, last summer you played, just every night you played somewhere, either in men's league or club ball, and you just flat out played baseball. And what's the future hold for you? Are you going to do the same thing this summer? Do you plan on college ball? Tell us a little bit about what your plans are.
This summer I'm going to play in the men's league again. Really good group of guys I play with. And then next year I'm going to Marist University to play baseball, and that'll be a great opportunity. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
And why Marist, Connor? Why'd you pick that school?
They were one of the first schools to show interest in me at the Division I level, and it's a beautiful campus, very good academically, and obviously after baseball's over, I'm going to have to use my academics and use what I learned in the real world. So that's definitely an important part. And the coaches were great, so it just seemed like a good fit.
Well, knowing Connor Lawrence and the Lawrence family, you'll do really well in the real world. You're bright, you're hardworking, you're a solid young man, Connor, so you'll be fine. I wouldn't worry about that for 1 second. When you get to college ball, a little bit different, right? Because I played college ball, and you're either going to pitch or you're going to play infield. What's your wish to do there?
Well, I'm being recruited as a two-way, so I think having both options is definitely great. Like, going in is definitely a great thing, because if I go in and I do one really well and don't do the other one well, I can just stick with the one I'm doing well. So going in and having both options is going to be something I need to take advantage of and make the most of my opportunity, and hopefully I can get on the field.
Well, there's no doubt you can do them both. You're always teeter around that 500 mark with a batting average. You just hit the ball, and you move the ball around the field, and you're smart, and you have a great arm. So Connor, you're going to do well one place or another, and you're bright. You'll do well in the classroom as well. Becky B.
All right, and going Division I, this is going to be baseball pretty much year round, which is sort of what you've been doing, isn't it? With the amount of games that you put in and time for baseball over the summer.
Yeah, it definitely is. But the difference will be when I get there, everybody will be the same way. So it'll just be a different level of competitiveness and a different level of skill. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Now, Connor, I've said this many times, and I have great respect for you and your family, your father, who's a great coach. What a wonderful opportunity to play for your father as your baseball coach, and not only that, but to play at historic Hornfield and Redline, where one great player after another, guys like Butch Weiniger and Scott Fitzke, Bobby Orwig, guys like that came before you. What's that mean?
To be honest, it didn't really hit me until this past week. Like that, how special of an opportunity I've had to be able to play for my dad, to be able to play at Hornfield, and that no hitter was the last time I walked off Hornfield. So as a play, like in a game, so for my dad to come out and get me, and just for one last time, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty lucky feeling there.
Yep. Let me tell you guys, today on Go Long, we celebrate Connor Lawrence, the entire Lawrence family, the Redline baseball team. They do it right. Connor mentions a 6-page scouting report, but you know what? They work that equally that hard, if not harder, on the field to prepare. They do it the right way. They do it with great sportsmanship. It's just everything is right about high school sports is what Redline baseball is all about, and the Lawrence family is about, and that bled through in Connor Lawrence as well. Connor, I can't wait to follow your college career. You keep up the good work. You're a wonderful young man. You're everything that's right about high school sports and beyond, and just appreciate you, Connor Lawrence. Good luck to Redline as they get into the district tournament.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Appreciate it. Alrighty, Connor Lawrence. Alrighty, good job. Cigar Town, Connor Lawrence. All right, Connor, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Alrighty, what a great young man, right?
Absolutely, he is. Yes.
Alrighty, Becky B.
And it just kind of, it does not surprise me when I think about those scouting reports either, because I know, his father is always just a very deep intellectual man and on top of things.
Very detailed. Yep, a good baseball man as well. Alrighty, Becky B. Tell us a little bit about this next young man we're going to talk about.
Woo, we're going to Dogtown to West York. Yes, to Will Plappert, who is such an all-around guy. He is tops in the classroom, second in his class. He is tops on the baseball field. Just a fantastic young man again.
All right, his GPA 4.7. That's like my college. That's like my whole career added up together.
Oh, would you?
Well, 4.7. Will Plappert. He's second in his class of 201 at West York, and the dude can play baseball as well.
He sure can.
Yeah, those Dogtown boys. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. We're going to go to Dogtown, get Will Plappert in just a bit. Hey, we're also going to give you a rundown of all the York Adams track and field champions after this in this third segment as well. Thanks for being with us here on WOYK's Go Long. We'll be right back after we hear from our sponsor, Red Barn Home Decors.
Daryl Henry here. Attention all home sellers. Are you ready to win in the real estate game? At Red Barn Home Decors, we know that staging your home is like crafting the perfect game plan. It leads to quicker sales and higher offers.
And this is Kelsey McCullough, your home staging design professional. I'm ready to customize a winning strategy for your home. Whether it's a vacant property needing a full transformation or an occupied stage for that finishing touch, Red Barn Home Decors has the playbook for success. Staged homes sell faster and for more money. Now that's a winning strategy.
So Kelsey, what is your home staging strategy?
Every home is custom. We begin by coming to your home and meeting you. Then we customize a strategy to make it market ready. We head back to the warehouse and pull furniture, art, and decor to prepare for staging day.
So don't fumble your sale. Invest in home staging and see why staging makes dollars and cents. Check out our portfolio at redbarnhomedecors.com or call or text Kelsey at 717-818-1207. The Atlantic League champion York Revolution are gearing up for another run at the title, and we want you to be part of the action. Lock up your seats with our popular and flexible 10-game plan. It comes with all kinds of season membership perks. Huge savings compared to single-game price, early admission, discount parking, exchange flexibility, and oh yeah, the best baseball around. Get your 10-game plan today at 717-801-HITS or visit YorkRevolution.com.
Love baseball? Love perks? Then it's time to hit a home run with the York Revolution Silver Sluggers presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. For fans 55 and better, this exclusive membership gives you big savings on Tuesday home games all season long. 10 Tuesday home game tickets, discounts on concessions, and exclusive Silver Sluggers seat cushions, all for just $67.50. Don't miss out. Secure your Silver Sluggers membership today, and we'll see you at the ballpark. Sign up for the season at YorkRevolution.com.
And welcome back to Go Long. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B. And just got to pause for a second and thank all of you for being with us every Sunday morning. It means so much to us that we spend this time together and we celebrate the accomplishments of our local athletes and coaches and sports figures, and we do it in an unashamed, faith-based way. So thank you so much for being with us every Sunday morning. Again, we appreciate it so much. And during those commercial breaks, those two commercials, one by Darrell Henry, one by Gary Sutton, when I hear their voices, I just got to smile. I mean, Darrell Henry, general manager of WOYK, voice of the York Revolution and York College. What a tremendous young man. What a great job he does with WOYK. And Gary Sutton back on the air every morning, every weekday morning here on WOYK. And just a great show. I hear so many people talk about Gary's show, so tune in every morning on WOK and listen to Gary Sutton. I'm proud to say I'm a good friend of Gary's. Had an opportunity to coach with him early in the career, and what a great gentleman. So tune in Sunday morning or every weekday morning to hear Gary Sutton, and then this afternoon you get a chance to hear Darrell Henry on the air as the Revolution take on the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars. So Becky B with us right now is a wonderful young man, Will Plappert from West York. We're going to Dogtown. How about those dogs? Becky B, kick it off.
All right, Will, you're celebrating a division championship again with West York. Tell us a little bit about your season and the West York season.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on. We had a shaky start to the season, I would say. As a team, we had really high expectations going into it, so it was kind of hard seeing us go 4-4 to start the year. But we had definitely started turning it around the second half. We had big wins over New Oxford and Kennedale, which ended up actually letting us clinch being co-champs of our division. And right now we're 12-7 in the regular season, and we just we went 1-1 on Saturday in counties. We beat Littlestown and then sadly lost to Northeastern in a doubleheader. So that's kind of where we stay. And we have a game tomorrow against Southwestern, which is our last game of the regular season. So.
Alrighty. Now, as a senior, you've played with some of these guys for a long time, and you have a lot of events, checking out your Facebook page on the senior night celebrations, having the grandparents there. West York has such a great tradition in baseball. How has playing as a senior and playing all those years with those guys impacted your team?
Yeah, we've been together since we were all about 8 years and 7 years old. So it's definitely been special and something I'm grateful for. Today, present day, that connection that we've made from the past 10 years or so has definitely impacted our success on the field and off the field. We've been together for so long, so the amount of synergy we have and how we play as a team has been really crucial.
Now, is there anything your team does kind of to get prepared for a game, get psyched up for a game? I see you flipping backflips after a game, but what do you do to prepare for the game?
Yeah, we like to do a lot as a team. We're pretty close, so we go out and have team dinners, and we go out and celebrate usually after wins. And during the game, something we do is we have a hard hat in our dugout, so every time we score a run, we put the hard hat on. So just our team spirit's very high, and we do a lot together. It's almost like a family and a brotherhood. So
Awesome. And, you're all set now. You're, at this point anyway, you are 14th, and 14 teams make it for the District 3 playoffs. Currently, it looks like you might match up against Twin Valley. Some of that can change until the 13th when everything's posted. But do you know anything about Twin Valley or some of the teams you might be playing in the District 3 playoffs?
Yeah, honestly, we haven't really been looking at too many of the district teams right now or Twin Valley. Right now, we kind of just have our mindset, and we're looking forward for Southwestern tomorrow. They ended our district run last year, so it's definitely a big game, and we would love to win it tomorrow. So,
Will Plappert. Yep, we're talking with Will Plappert. Well, here's one thing. You're a great baseball player. How in the world do you have like a 4.7 grade point average? How do you mix that with being a great athlete? How do you get it all done?
Thank you. Yeah, balancing academics and sports has always been something that I've done pretty well, like you said. Right now, I'm the salutatorian at West York, so academics have been something that I would say have come easy to me. But it definitely takes hard work and dedication to be able to keep that 4.7 GPA, like you said. It's always been important to me just to stay on top of my work and put my education over anything else. I've always put school first, and that's been something that's really helped me out.
Now, you're going to continue your education at Lebanon Valley at this point, correct?
Yeah, I'm going to Lebanon Valley to major in actuarial science.
The last time I played a baseball game at Lebanon Valley back in the late 70s, so that tells you how old I am, Will, but there was a guy from the Harrisburg area who played right field for us named Randy Coldiron, who hit a line drive off the pitcher's mouth, and you just saw the teeth fly.
Ooh.
The first year Lebanon Valley, I think, opened up their new stadium, but every time I hear...
It's not a new stadium anymore.
No, every time I hear Lebanon Valley, I picture that event, right? And goodness. But anyway, today we celebrate Will Plappert. He's going to head to Lebanon Valley. He's in Dogtown, one of the Dogtown boys, and just a great young man. We celebrate you, Will. A number 2 in your class of over 200 students at West York. Great baseball player. We just celebrate you and everything you're all about. Becky B has another question, I know.
Now, Will, I do know that it's been a little bit of a challenge this year for you playing baseball as well. With, from what I understand, you have a labrum injury. You'll be going in for surgery to have that repaired. How has that impacted your season?
Yeah, this winter I actually found out that I have a torn labrum and a partially torn bicep tendon. So it's definitely been a struggle playing through that this year. Usually I'm not in pain, but I have definitely experienced some pain because of it. So just battling through that. I actually am using, it's called a kinetic arm. It's almost like a shoulder stabilizer in a sense to play. So I'm very blessed to have something like that that'll keep me on the field even through this really challenging injury.
All right. Well, how has your faith helped you through some of these challenges? Would you mind sharing your faith journey with us?
Yeah, of course. So growing up, my family always went to church whenever we could, really, because me and my sister have such a busy schedule with sports. So whenever we found time, we would go to church. And then 2 years ago, I got confirmed at Dover UCC, which has helped me learn a lot about God and my faith. And then this past year, like you said, with the obstacles of my labrum injury, just playing through that injury has been hard, but with God by my side, it's been a journey that's been a lot easier. And I always have to say that I can look to in my corner whenever I need it. With my surgery in June, after that I have a 6 to 9 month recovery, so I'm definitely going to be sticking with my faith journey through that 6 to 9 month recovery time. So I'm looking. Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Will Plappert, what a great young man, great student, great baseball player. We celebrate Will Plappert and the West York Bulldogs. How about those dogs? Will, keep up the great work. Look forward to following you throughout this college career. I want to get to Lebanon Valley and watch you play because I gotta get that out of my mind. That's right out of my mind. Hey, good luck. What a great young man, Will. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, Will Plappert, West York Bulldogs. What a great young man. He's number 2 in his class, 4.7. Alrighty, Becky B, let's quickly as we can. We got to give a shout out to some of these York Adams
They
track
are
and
county
field
championships.
winners.
That's
Okay,
right.
Yeah. Start with the boys here in the 100.
All right, Magnus Mitchell, a sophomore from York
In the
Tech.
200.
The 200 as well.
Alrighty,
Yes.
in the 400.
Elijah Holly from Southwestern.
Alrighty.
And Daniel Naylor takes both the 800 and the 1600,
Alrighty.
the senior from Red Lion.
In the 3200, Griffin Radler for a senior from Northeastern. And in the 110 hurdles, it was Robert Salazar Roser, a senior from York High. He also won the 300 hurdles, by the way.
All right, in the 4x100 relay team from Spring Grove, Andrew Gerber, Caleb Allen, Adam Herbst, and Brendan Smith.
Alrighty. 4x4 relay, Becky B.
York Tech from York Tech, Linvale Griffiths, Adam Gatos, Isaiah Marine, and Hayden Mathana.
And a race I just can't relate to. It was the 4x800. Southwestern wins that. Hunter Allen, Bryce Graham, Andrew Cooper, and Landon Dahl. How about a high jump? This is a name you're all familiar with.
Jalen Cook, a senior from Dallastown, 6'4".
And the long jump, and triple jump, this guy we talked about earlier, Braden Billman, incredible athlete. He's only a junior, daggone it, from New Oxford. He jumped 22 feet 7 1/4 inches in the long jump, and then in the triple jump, 47 feet 10 1/4 inches, a meet record. Pole vault, Becky B. This guy wins it often.
Yes, Patrick O'Brien, a junior from Susquehanna, jumped vaulted 13 feet.
Alrighty, and Joseph Bryant from Redline, he's a senior, won the discus with a throw of 144 feet 11 inches.
In the javelin, Wyatt Carba, a sophomore from Southwestern, 175 feet 8 inches.
Alrighty, and then the shot put, Matthew Muniz, a senior at Dallastown, the Wild Thing, tossed that shot put 48 feet 3 1/4 inches. And now, Becky B, let's give a rundown of the girls' track and field.
Okay, the 100-meter dash was run by Elia Jordan, a sophomore from Central York.
Alrighty, Becky B already mentioned this, the 200 and 400. Go ahead, Becky B.
Ella Bond, the junior from Spring Grove, she does it all. She won the 200 and set a meet record in the 400 meters.
And the 800, this is York Adams track and field champions. Natalie Good is more than good. A senior from Dallastown, ran the 800 in 2 minutes, 16.06 seconds.
And her freshman teammate from Dallastown, Leah Navarro, also won the 1600.
3200.
Okay, Lila Eltz, she's a freshman from Southwestern. And Ella Bond, you heard that name before, won the 110-meter hurdles from Spring Grove.
Yeah, and that was a meet record in preliminaries at 13.98 seconds. When you're under 14 seconds in the 110 hurdles, doggy dog. And 300 hurdles, Becky B.
Okay, that was Tristan Thomas, a senior from West York. You know that Thomas family.
Yeah.
She has some big sisters who have set some meet records previous to this as well.
True. 4x100 relay.
That is from the team from York High, Nicole Rodriguez, John I. Bailey, Lyra Hanesha, and Ernesty Smith.
How about the 4x400 relay in a time just a little bit over 4 minutes? Wow.
Okay, the team from Dallastown, Olivia Craig, Neela Granger, Addison Emheiser, and Natalie Good. And you know what? Two of those ladies teamed up for the 4x800 relay. Ava McMurray and Morgan Good joined Addison Emheiser and Natalie Good to win that.
All right, a senior from Central York, Emma Chattinger, won the high jump with a jump of 5 foot 2 inches in the long jump, Becky B.
Ava Metzler, a sophomore from Northeastern, 16 feet 9.5 inches.
And triple jump, this one is 36 feet 1 inch, triple jump winner. Goodness.
Yes, Tristan Thomas, that senior from West York. The pole vault, you know this name, Lily Carlson, that senior from Bermudian Springs, 13 feet 6 inches.
Incredible.
That's like a national jump.
Yeah,
okay.
Incredible.
The discus was won by Jaden Brown. She is a sophomore from York Tech, 123 feet 9 inches. The javelin was won by Megan Thompson. She is a senior from Southwestern. She heaved that thing 114 feet 10 inches. And the shot put from West York, senior Myangel Salisbury. And that heave of 35 feet 10.5 inches helped put West York to the girls' YAIAA championship. Congratulations to all of those winners. Best of luck when you go to Shippensburg this week to compete in the District 3 championships.
Again, every week you may text your prayer requests throughout the weekend during the show to 717-350-8591. We'll close today with Becky B praying for us and those who've reached out as we do every week. So Becky B, please close in prayer.
Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this time that we could spend together, and we just want to thank you and praise you for the mothers and all the women who have been such contributors to our lives. We just thank you, Lord, for giving them strength and grace and your undying love in everything you do. We just ask you, Lord, please be with Jan as he continues to go through his treatments and as he waits for having his transplant. Be with Bonnie and help her to continue to grow stronger each and every week as she goes through her treatments, and be with Diane as well. We ask you, Lord, for your healing touch, and continue to be with all of those who are struggling right now, and with Will as he goes through and faces his surgery at the beginning of June. Thank you for giving us the joy of athletics, and we just thank you and praise you for all you do in our lives.
All right, thank you, Becky B. Amen. The grace of the Lord Jesus Christ and the love of the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all. Thank you to Kelsey Jean from Red Barn Home Decors, and for WOYK, First in Sports, First in York, 98.9 FM, 1350 AM. This is Wayne McCullough and Becky B saying, go long.